You can't do everything yourself. When you're running a small business, it's tempting to think that you can and do everything yourself and only ask for help as a last resort. That's a big mistake. No matter how much you try, no matter how indispensable you may think you are, you just can't do everything yourself. So the smart thing to do is to take advantage of other people's expertise. So 3 questions. First of all, at what point do you get help? Secondly, what roles do you relinquish? And third, where do you go to find help? All good questions. So let's start with the first one. At what point do you get help? The answer is that there is no standard answer, but it's important to recognize that the very thing that got you to this point, in other words, your entrepreneurial spirit, your work ethic, your willingness to learn new skills and multitask, now stands in the way of you growing further. You see, the very nature of small business is just that, small. And they're typically started with very limited resources, both financial and people. And so by virtue of that, the small business owner has to do everything themselves. I'm sure that sounds very familiar. Doing everything yourself is often a necessity when you first start the business. And it has the added upside of giving the business owner a real grounding in all the multiple aspects of running a small business. But typically, before long, the business owner is operating in a state of overwhelm, wearing too many hats and spinning too many plates. And inevitably, sooner or later, some will start to fall. So don't wait until it's too late. Be proactive rather than reactive. That brings us on to the second question, which was, what roles do you relinquish? I suggest that the best way to answer that is to start by identifying where your strengths and weaknesses are. Play to your strengths and enlist help of others to deal with the areas that you're not good in. Some entrepreneurs are great at having a good idea and then seeing the commercial potential, but others lack the business acumen to implement their ideas properly. So it's critical to have access to people who can put in place the business processes around those ideas, which will typically be in the areas of management, finance, marketing, and human resource, the HR component. As you start to expand the business, you will have to delegate. And if the people that you're delegating to don't share your passion or your vision or the values of the business, it can become unnecessarily difficult for everyone. Which brings us to the last of the 3 questions, which was, where do you go to find good help? There are many different ways of surrounding yourself with the help that you need to run your business. And so it's important to choose a way that is right, that's a fit for you. In some cases, it might be time to get another full-time employee. Other times, it might be wise to start off by employing someone in a part-time role. Or you might outsource it to a company that specializes in a particular area, for example, something like payroll or bookkeeping. And the last option is that you might engage the services of a business coach or other external consultants that you can use when and as you need them. One of the things that you need to bear in mind is that as the business starts to grow, it's important to keep the culture that you established. That the culture is like the DNA of the business, and it lives only through the people that you hire. So anyone that you work with has to be a cultural fit, as well as bringing additional expertise. Once again, there isn't a right or wrong solution that's a fit for everyone. It really depends on budgets, the skill sets that you're looking for, and whether it's an ongoing position or something you need just to get the business to the next level. So if this has caused you to think about your current situation, the next steps is to sit down with your team and to brainstorm these 5 questions. Number 1, what areas are we operating in overwhelm at the moment? Number 2, what are our key strengths? Number 3, what areas do we need the most help with? And number 4, is there any further internal delegation that we can do to make us more effective? And at number 5, what type of business relationship would work best for us if we get external help? So thank you for watching. I hope you've got something out of today. And if this has been helpful and you'd like to find out more about what we do, or are wondering if one-to-one coaching might be right for you, then visit growmysalonbusiness.com. And make sure that you read Grow to Management, as there are lots of valuable ideas in there that will be of definite help. And if this is the first time that you've seen the 2-Minute Salon Manager, you can subscribe at growmysalonbusiness.com, or you can opt in at paulmitchellpro.com. So have a great week.